Let's turn now to our John Huddy, who is on the ground in Israel with the very latest on the expansion of this conflict. John, tell us what's happening.
Well, Tom, I'm seeing actually tanks moving out. I'm not going to give their exact position, but behind me, where all that smoke is, that's Gaza. So basically, you have Sajaiya, which is a section of Gaza that's a Hamas stronghold. Then you have the northern section, Beit Hanun. That's where there's been a significant amount of airstrikes, artillery fire, tank cannon fire. This is where ground troops, also the D9s, Combat Engineering Corps, led by the massive armored D9s, clearing the obstacles, clearing the fence, clearing any landmines, pushed in during the assault overnight into this morning. Behind that, then you had the armor, you had the tanks, you had APCs, and then ground troops moving in. And what it sounds like is that the IDF has remained, or at least is holding its position within this section of Gaza, as there's been continued airstrikes and bombardment on Hamas positions throughout the day and overnight. Listen, we've been staying in Ashkelon, and there was a lot of activity, constant sounds of choppers, constant sounds of aircraft moving in, dropping munitions on Hamas infrastructure, command and control centers, and also the infrastructure for the tunnels, the entrances to tunnels. More than 150 Hamas targets were hit overnight, according to the IDF. So I want to turn around and I want to pause, because we've also heard a lot of machine gun fire coming from just over camera, right over my right shoulder here, basically to my 2 o'clock. And it sounds at points like some very intense firefights. Again, some more gunshots, some intense firefights going on, possibly between IDF forces and Hamas positions in this section of Gaza. Remember, the armored positions moved in, and that sounds like, stand by. So that sounded like maybe a tank cannon fire, and then you actually hear the shell going and you hear the impact in the distance. And they've really been focused on some of the fields, maybe, I don't know, maybe about a mile and a half in the distance there, where there's a significant amount of smoke. They've been targeting a lot of these locations there. So whether it's a Hamas rocket firing position, whether it's terror tunnels, whether it's all of the above, that remains to be seen. But this is an area that's become very active. It's a very hot area, as we're hearing another fighter jet coming in as well, Tom. Back to you.
Clearly a coordinated attack from land and air. John Huddy, stay safe out there. Thank you so much for your reporting, and we'll be back in touch with you shortly.